Hello everyone, Fanta here, you're watching Fantavision, and today I am discussing my quick thoughts on the PlayStation 5 reveal event. Now, I don't know if I'm an old curmudgeon or I don't think it's pessimism, it's just I'm really not excited about this new generation. There's nothing that I've seen so far that has made me go, wow, I can't wait. I mean, I didn't even feel that way about the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. Both of those systems, when they were first announced, I mean, there was nothing really that wowed me. And the same thing goes with the PlayStation 4 reveal event. Now, that's not saying that there were not games I'm excited about. I'm excited about the Spider-Man game until I found out it's just a standalone expansion. That kind of sucks. Horizon Forbidden West, that looks really cool. Ratchet and Clank looks awesome. And Resident Evil, The Village, looks really cool. Or it's just Resident Evil Village. I don't quite know the title. But Resident Evil 8, it looks really good. And it looks like a different approach to a now familiar franchise. It doesn't seem like it's all going to be just zombies. It looks like it's going to go the infected people route again. Kind of like Resident Evil 4, which, I mean, Resident Evil 4 was also kind of about a Spanish village. I hope it's not just like a remake, but it does look already unique enough that it's not going to be a remake. There's like witches, there's werewolves, they're going a lot more in the, I don't know, just a different direction with it. And I'm really happy about that. I'm excited to shoot some witches and some werewolves. Sounds like a blast. But let's quickly, before I talk about anything else, I want to talk about the system design. Because that's the thing that a lot of people are discussing right now, because the system design is wacky. And I think wacky is the best way to put it, because it looks like one of those fan-made prototypes that you're just like, nah, that can't be it. Especially when it's on its side. Or when you look at the one with a disk drive. I mean, the one without the disk drive, it looks weird. It looks like a router. It looks like an air filtration device, but it's at least symmetrical and it looks interesting. It's unique. I mean, I'll give the PlayStation 5 that. It looks unique, whereas the Xbox Series X looks like my work computer. I don't know. I just... When they put the disk drive on there, it's like they designed it, the digital one, and went, oh yeah, a lot of people, like myself, like physical media and own PlayStation 4 games. And they want to be able to play those PlayStation 4 games on the system. I'll just slap it here. It looks like they just slapped on the disk drive. It looks really lazy, the way they designed the system with the disk drive. I don't get it. It just looks weird. It's like there's like a tumor attached to it. I don't quite know what they were thinking in the design department when they put that together. And the fact when it lays on its side, it still looks weird. And I've seen pictures where they have to use like a stand to make it balance correctly. And also, a lot of people don't realize just how big this system is. There have been now dimension kind of comparison photos of how big this system's going to be. This is going to be bigger than the Series X. This thing is going to be bigger than the Xbox One originally. I mean, this thing is going to be a monster from what I've seen. If these are accurate depictions of how big it's going to be bigger than the original PlayStation 3. This is going to be a big-ass console, and I don't get why the first iteration always has to be giant. I am already excited to see what the second generation of this thing looks like. And that's not how I feel about most systems. I mean, the 360 came out, it was like, whatever. It's all right. The first PS3 came out, it was like, yeah, okay. First PlayStation 4 came out, it was like, yeah, you know. Xbox One, that's a VCR. This one, like, I already want a slimmed down, smaller version. I understand it's going to be below my TV, and I'm going to barely ever move it, but it is going to be just a monster. I mean, I really hope this thing isn't super loud. That's the thing I've been wondering about the Series X as well as the PlayStation 5. How loud are the fans going to be? Because that definitely matters. I mean, if it sounds like a jet engine taking off during a quiet moment in a video game, kind of takes you out of that immersion. So hopefully it's not too loud, and hopefully that size is not a huge factor, and they've actually balanced it so it's not going to tip over and smash on the ground below. I mean, it is crazy though to me about how big it is. Usually PlayStation isn't the biggest console on the block. Usually Microsoft has taken that gold medal home, but PlayStation wanted to do it. But oh man, it does look like a prototype. It really does. It reminds me back when the PlayStation 3 had that weird boomerang controller, and we all thought that was the legit thing, and then they came out and like, no, this is the real thing, and it just looks like every other PlayStation controller, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, that's fine. That other thing was interesting, but I would rather just have the regular controller. This is like that, but this is what we're getting. We're actually getting the funky variant. I don't hate it. It is unique. It might grow on me, but it's weird as shit. You gotta admit. I mean, I think even the color scheme is kind of weird, but you can't really do it the other way around either. You can't have the black on the outside and the white on the inside, because then it'd be like a weird warped Oreo or ice cream sandwich. That'd be fine, actually, now that I think about it. But still, I don't think they want their system compared to a piece of food. But yeah, the presentation as a whole, nothing really sold me on the PlayStation 5. I mean, there were definitely games I'm excited for. Deathloop looks really cool. Returnal looks interesting. I mean, both of those kind of that Groundhog Day mechanic where you die and come back and you learn something new every time. And that's awesome. I mean, Returnal looks really interesting. It's like that third-person kind of bullet hell looking thing. And then there were also a couple games you're like, why is this here? I'm glad, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they showed a lot of indie games. It shows that they do care about the smaller development studios. Those are the studios that really do need the most help in promotion, because, I mean, the AAA studios, they spend millions of dollars on ads everywhere, and the indie studios can't do that. So if PlayStation wants to help them out and put them in this big event, that's great. But some of them, like the Volcano High one, Leaving Volcano High, or whatever it was called, what the hell was that game? I don't understand. Really, I get there's an audience for it. I get there's an audience. But that's one indie game I think I would leave off the presentation docket if I was the person putting it together. If I had a whole bunch of trailers and I was like, okay, I got to pick a bunch of these, that would be gone. Even if I could fit it into the schedule without going over time, I would still cut it, because it just confused everybody that I was watching with, and it confused everybody online as well. Nobody understands why this game was in this presentation. And another thing is, I don't understand why they showed games that were also on the PlayStation 4 as well as the PlayStation 5. If you're trying to sell us this new system, just show us games that are exclusive to that system. That is my belief, at least. I know Microsoft doesn't share the same belief that I do, but if you're really trying to sell the next generation of systems, you're really trying to sell us that we need to buy this new $500 to what we've seen, like $700 on Play Asia for pre-order, probably not the real price. It's probably going to be about $500, maybe $550. But you need to sell us on this expensive product, and showing us that we can get a lot of these games on the previous generation of system, and a lot of these games look like they can run easily on the previous generation of system, does not sell the new console. You want people to be hyped up. You want people to be incredibly excited, and I didn't get that from this presentation. I mean, I'm going to buy it day one unless it's $700 or if it's too expensive, just because I am curious. I do want to play the exclusives, of course, and I'm going to make a video about the system itself when the system comes out. But man, I'm just like not incredibly hyped. Like, I mean, it could come out next year and I wouldn't really care. I don't think there are that many people that are like, I need the PlayStation 5 to come out right now. I don't believe anyways that way. And I don't understand why they didn't say the price. The fact that there is no price for the system still is incredibly frustrating. During E3, we normally find out when a system, or what a system is going to cost. And we usually find out the exact day. I don't understand why we didn't get either of those things. And now would have been the perfect time to reveal it. I don't think some article later on discussing the price point is going to be a good idea, but it's like they're both holding out to see who folds first, who is going to place their bets and go, this is the price, and the other person is going to try, or the other company is going to try to beat that price. I don't know if that's what they're doing. But that's what it feels like, and it's very frustrating as a customer. I don't want to sit here and just wonder what it's going to be. Just tell us what the price is. You've revealed the system. Congratulations. Tell us how much it costs. Let me know if this is going to be something I should look forward to or go, wow, I'm going to wait for a price drop. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't make any sense why they keep waiting for so long for stuff. Stop holding everything back. Just give us the information. You know? Also, the hard drive space is awful. It's like 800 and something gigabytes. Are you serious? That's what I've heard so far from the specs. If it is under a terabyte, that is ridiculous. I don't know about you guys, but just Call of Duty alone, I mean, it's like 100 and something gigabytes. Just that one game. Red Dead Redemption 2, that was like 100 and something gigabytes. Battlefront, I think, was close to 100 gigabytes. Games are so big these days. And if you're going to have a digital-only system, what are you going to have, like 5 games on it? It doesn't make any sense to me. And even with a disc, a lot of it is installed, and a lot of these updates and patches make the game even bigger on your hard drive. Not even a terabyte is big enough. I have like a 2 terabyte thing on my Xbox One. It's running low. I think my PlayStation 4 is 2 terabytes. It's 1 to 2 terabytes, and it's running low. It does not make sense to have such little storage on a system that you know you want people to buy lots of games on. If you want people to not be hindered with how many games they can buy, you need to put a bigger hard drive in there. I don't care how fancy, how fast you're going to call your hard drive. I don't care if it's expandable. You need to make it, big as it's released. And I think that's a giant misstep if it's really under a terabyte. That's huge, because that's where PlayStation makes their money. That's where Microsoft makes their money, is game licensing and people buying games in the system. That's why they usually take a loss on these things. And if they want a lot of people to buy them, they need to take that loss, and they need to invest more in these systems and give them bigger storage capacities, especially if they want it to be a digital-only future, which I know a lot of these companies do. I personally still don't. But if you want it to be that way, you need to work with companies to make memory cheaper or storage cheaper, and you need to release the system with a bigger hard drive. That's just crazy to me. Or solid state. It's still a hard drive. Whatever. I'm going to call it a hard drive. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on PlayStation 5. Not super excited. I'm going to get it day one, but there was nothing really that made me want to buy this system day one. I mean, some of the games, like I said, looked cool, but overall, meh. Let me know what you guys think about the reveal in the comments down below. If you're excited for the PlayStation 5, maybe I'm wrong. There are people clamoring to spend $500 to $600. I'm not one of those people. Like the video if you guys liked it. Subscribe for more content. And as always, have a fantastic day. See you guys.